Thank you.
Hey, welcome to another edition of the Rock Fantasy Files. I'm your host, Steve Keeler, of course, and I'm here with a band that's from the area, High Strange, and they just released a record called Woe Upon Man. And introduce yourselves and what you do in the band and where you're at tonight, and welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm Joe Branciforte. I play drums in the band.
Excellent.
And I'm Jay Newman, and I play bass.
So let's chat. And where are you guys located?
I'm on Long Island,
Okay.
Newark Park, Long Island.
Okay. Jay, Joe, rather.
I've been in the city of Manhattan actually for a while, but I grew up in Cornwall actually.
Okay.
So I was up there for a long time. That's where I kind of cut my teeth with metal up there.
Excellent, excellent. And so let's talk about this new release. Of course, brand new to me. I've just started carrying it. Joe actually came up, I think, about a week ago and dropped off some hard copies here at Rock Fantasy, and he brought us some vinyl and some cassettes actually. And let's talk a little bit about it. What style of music are you guys? And let's go over the tracks a little bit and talk a little bit about the record so we can help to try to promote some of these people and come buy some merchandise from you gentlemen.
Yeah, I'll let Jay. Yeah.
So basically, it's a good mashup of kind of, old death metal and maybe some doom influence. And then we also mix in kind of some harsh noise and experimental elements. So kind of more like chaotic and just strange, power electronics and stuff like that. So it's a good mashup of stuff. Of maybe Bolt Thrower is a big influence, and kind of the 90s death metal kind of stuff.
Excellent.
And we started playing. We've been friends for a while. We've all known each other for almost a decade. Between all of us, and we've just been friends. We were friends, played in other bands and stuff. So we just kind of got together and started writing music. And we didn't really have a set agenda. We just kind of were writing and having fun. And then we introduced the singer into the fold. His name is Jonathan Canady. And he does a lot of experimental music and noise. And he's also a visual artist. Mm-hmm. So we kind of brought him into the fold. He also collaborated with one of my other bands, Unearthly Trance. Okay. So we kind of had a relationship like that, and we always wanted to collaborate together. Him do a project with vocals, so it came together kind of pretty organically, and we just started putting it together. And Jonathan actually lives in Portland, so he's kind of far away. So he did it all remotely. So we wrote all the material as a three-piece, just instrumentally, and then we kind of brought Jonathan in, after the music was kind of complete, and he kind of put his own, touches on it, and obviously vocals and lyrics and stuff. So, but it was fun to make. We all recorded all ourselves between all of us. We self-recorded it. And,
okay.
And that's kind of how we put it together. Over a couple of weeks, and we recorded the drums live, and we just put it together.
How many tracks? I'm sorry, Joe. How many tracks are on the album?
So the album's got 5 tracks, 3 kind of more straight ahead kind of tunes, if you will, and then a few like kind of harsh kind of noise pieces. So it's kind of atmospheric sound, kind of weird, kind of soundtrack kind of style music, I guess, if you to describe it. But it all kind of flows in a theme that we put together, kind of make a kind of a cohesive listen from start to finish. So it's 5 songs. It's about a half hour of music total with all the material, and that's about that.
Yeah, the only thing I was going to say, it was very COVID, like, we, like you mentioned, we all worked together, but we weren't working. The music industry kind of got, cut down. So,
of course,
we just basically wanted to get together. We'd always wanted to play together. And so with Jonathan and in Portland, you know, was kind of like a COVID type thing where we're separated, but we're all, you know, getting it all together.
You don't know how many bands that I've interviewed, and you know, whether they're newer bands or even more established bands that just have members all over, whether they're here in North America, United States, or in Brazil, or over in Europe, where everybody's in a different country and they're putting albums together, especially, you know, before they'd all fly in and be able to record something. But, you know, with the lockdowns and everything, they were separated and everybody was doing their own thing in remote locations. So it's not uncommon for that to go on right now.
Yeah. That we had the opportunity to do that. So it's pretty exciting.
And you say you guys work together in the music industry. What exactly do you guys do, or can we disclose that today?
Yeah, we work for a company called Studio Instrument Rentals, SIR, okay, in New York, and we do backline rental and stuff. It's there's SIRs all around the country, but we're in the New York one. We've all been working there for a while, doing, you know, various music stuff, audio, backline, you know, teching and things like that. So we've kind of, I think we've known each other before that too, but you know, through bands, but we all do work together. So
Joe, what's a little bit of your musical history of what bands you've played with before and whatnot? I know you mentioned All Out War on our first discussion when I met you in person.
Yeah, I was with All Out War kind of in the beginning. I started playing in New York City with Dark Side New York City.
Okay. Yeah.
With the guitar player from Sheer Terror, and we had we did a couple of releases, and I knew All Out War from living up there, and like one of my good friends was the guitar player Chris Chisholm at the time.
Yes.
And we had him come play. We had All Out War come play with us, and I guess their drummer wasn't working out, so I just started playing with them, and. Yeah, it was great. I was living in the city. I would actually take the Metro North up like once or twice a week to rehearse.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got some songs together. We did the Truth in the Age of Lies, which is the first album. Yeah. And also the 7-inch Hymns of the Apocalypse.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was with them for a couple of years, and then there were some differences, and the band kind of just got quiet for a while. And then, you know, I got into other bands and it just didn't work out from then. But yeah, and then I just started playing in a bunch of bands in New York City, some local bands that one of them called Disassociate, which we play CBs all the time. And it was kind of more grindy. And actually All Out War was big fans of us too. So they would come down and we would do shows with All Out War in the city. And and then a bunch of bands, you know, but lately I was playing, I actually just stopped playing with them, a band called Carnivore AD.
Yeah.
Which is basically, as you probably know, Pete Steele from Carnivore was in Typo.
Of course.
After he passed, a couple of us, including the guitar player, Mark, got together and just started to do some shows as, you know, as Carnivore AD, just because I just always loved playing the music. It's just so fun to play those songs.
I think I might have seen you perform. Did you play at the NYDM get together at the Mid-Hudson Civic Center a couple of years ago? Yeah, I was there. Actually, was set up a little booth to promote the shop, and wow, that was excellent.
Yeah. The singer was a friend of mine from the Dark Side days, and he actually used to be in Sheer Terror also. And we both always loved Typo and Carnivore, and you know, so I just hit him up one day. I was like, "Yo, why don't we just do some Carnivore covers, you know, and see what happens, you know?" And then Mark hit us up, and before we knew it, we were playing Hellfest and Grass Pop and big festivals and stuff. Yeah, and then unfortunately, Mark had some health issues. I wasn't able to do it anymore.
Okay.
And we got chucked from the Crumbsuckers to play. But after COVID and everything, it just kind of slowed down, and I wanted to focus on High Strange and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah. So
where did you come up with the name High Strange? Is it like you get high and things are really strange?
Kind of. No, Connor, the guitar player, he always liked the name. He had it kicking around, but like high strange, just like it's a kind of a term for like, you know, paranormal, like unknown kind of activity and stuff like that. So that's kind of where he got the name from. And he doesn't get high because he doesn't. But yeah,
my room was more like the get high room, because I'm in the blacklight room office, whatever, pandemic office I called it last year. My old 1980s living room, and turned into a sanctuary for me, and where I actually do a lot of the tapings. Well, Jay, let's hear your history. I guess if Joe is finished up there, but Joe, it sounds like you were in the New York hardcore scene pretty heavy for many years, a veteran.
Yeah, I mean, I also played with a band that was kind of popular in the 90s called the Voluptuous Horror, the Karen Black. It's more of like a rock goth type thing.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, so I was with them for a couple of years in the 90s. I'm actually playing with them again.
Oh.
Yeah, so but yeah, so that was it. That was kind of in between also. So
excellent.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to interrupt. I'm very unprofessional at this, but
I do
it because I like talking music. I like to help promote bands, because I really couldn't
great
for a long time. But and Jay, let's hear a little bit of your history in the music and metal scene.
So I played in a band for almost 20 years called Unearthly Trance. We were around for a while. We put out a bunch of albums on Relapse Records and Rise Above Records also, and we played for a long time. We're kind of on hiatus right now. I don't know if it's completely dead, but our drummer moved away to he moved to Mississippi recently, and we've just been kind of laying low. I played in a band called Serpentine Path, which was another band on Relapse, and that was basically Unearthly Trance with the guitar player, the bassist of Electric Wizard. He played guitar. He was the original member of Electric Wizard, so he was on those first couple albums, Dope Throne and all the classic Electric Wizard. He wrote a lot of that stuff. So we did 2 albums on Relapse. And yeah, I played in a bunch of other kind of band, like this Deck Kaiju, the Senso band I was telling you about earlier.
Yeah, before we started taping, we were talking about, we were all discussing, as I just got a new Godzilla pinball machine. So Jay was talking about a band that he jammed with, it was doing that style of, like that theme for the music, right?
Yeah, it was like a Godzilla themed grindcore. This guy Matt Gordon and Gabe, they put the music together, and they kind of asked me in to play bass, and they wrote all the material, but I played and I did some recording and mixing with them, and kind of helped them put the album together and stuff. So that was fun. I played, I think, 2 shows with them, and Joe was in the band for a minute too. I think Joe played a show. Did we play a show together?
Unfortunately, no.
Yeah, so I did a show or 2 with them, and I have this other band, the Staffsmen, that I would like to mention that I do. That's kind of, it's not really metal, but it's a little more folk and like hippied out, but dark. Another band, Janthina, that I play with. But yeah, mainly Unearthly Trance was my main band for a long time.
Excellent.
Oh.
It sounds like you guys have been in battle in the war for a while now. You're veterans, and it's really good to talk to you. Let's talk a little bit more about what we're supposed to be talking about, the current band, and what we guys would like to add about High Strange that you'd like to talk about.
I guess with High Strange, we just want to get the music out there. We self-released it with a friend on a Chrome Peeler Records in New Jersey, and Jay helped us put it together. He's a good friend, a longtime friend of mine, so he helped us kind of see our vision through. And we just kind of wanted to start a new band, and we're kind of old dogs where with the internet age and all this, and with promoting yourself, it's a different world, from the 90s and early 2000s, when we were really, it's a different way to promote now, with social media and all that. I'm not into all that shit. And
okay,
so it's nice to kind of start a new band and kind of get with the times a little bit, but you know, we're just having fun and making music and you know, and just doing our own thing, but you know, promoting it and is, you know, what you got to do, you know, to get it out there. You know,
is your music on any digital platforms like Spotify or anything to check out?
It is. You can check it out. It's on Spotify, Amazon, Apple. So it's streaming on all the major platforms.
Mm-hmm.
You can also go to Bandcamp and you can support us there too. We have that link, and we can also, you can also purchase physical copies from the Bandcamp as well of the LP and cassette and digital, of course. And you know, like I said, we're a new band and we're just kind of getting started, and it's kind of the fun stage of being in a band where we're, you know, experimenting and making music and being creative and just, you know, seeing as it goes. So we're going to definitely write some more music and, you know, hope to play a show soon-ish, you know, when we're ready for that. You know, I mean, there's definitely some logistics to work out and stuff like that, but definitely we'd be up for it. And we were talking earlier about, you know, putting it together in a COVID environment. All the songs were, though, rehearsed live, you know, meant to be played live, you know, me, Joe, and Connor. So the core of it is a live, you know, rehearsed band, and, you know, being able to perform the songs tight and, you know, have them sound kick ass is, you know, that's important to us. And, you know, not just like everybody's kind of separate, you know, the music was made together as it should, you know. You know, I wasn't playing with, I was kind of, even before COVID, I was, you know, Unearthly was kind of on a break. So I wasn't really playing with players. I was making music at home and stuff, but doing High Strange, I kind of drew me back out. And then, you know, playing with Joe, I was like, oh my God, you know, playing with a real drummer, which I hadn't done in a while. Like, I mean, nothing can replicate that, you know? So that was kind of definitely sparked you know, personally, that kind of sparked my, you know, kind of got the, you know, lit the fire for me to kind of, you know, get High Strange going and start the band, you know.
For sure. I wish you all the luck in the world with this release, and hopefully we'll get together. It's really tough. It isn't like you can just grab the three guys together and go play like a local club, because you got one guy all the way across in Portland. So we're doing gigs, like you said, the logistics. You can't just go play one of the clubs. But it seems like things are coming back music wise. Like I know the shows are happening in Manhattan and whatnot again. So it seems like there's a little life coming back. So hopefully we're going out the end of this tunnel.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, also our work situation sometimes gets in the way too.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
We're working for different bands and stuff, but it'll happen for sure.
Good.
Having all this free time, you know, was unprecedented to, you know, for us to not be working, especially in our, you know, in the music industry. You know, it shuttered down, and then now that it's kind of come back, we're just full on, like, you know, we were not working a lot as much, you know, so having it back now, like you definitely have a different, you know, kind of a hard reset on things, and be able to, you know, come back and work, you know, you want to just take advantage of, you know, I could never have imagined this to happen, you know, that we would be this long, you know, a year down the road, and we're, you know, and I'm sitting at home, you know, drinking beers, like, what the fuck, you know, so it's, you know.
That's definitely not easy, but at least, you know, now you're starting to already get the conflicts, where we were doing a Rock Fantasy Files last week, or another one of the vlogs I do, and they were talking about, Overkill and Demolition Hammer in town, but it's the same night as this other tour, and now we already have tours coming in, and everybody and playing the same nights, and people got to pick and choose. So I guess that's a good thing, but it's a bad thing. But we have had any shows for 18 months or 19 months, and now we're getting, and of course everybody's getting back on the road, so they're all fighting for the spots and the dates, you know.
Yeah, we need a healthy ecosystem of music. You know, all the big bands are back, and then that means that the real music is coming back. You know, the smaller clubs and
Yeah.
You know, the St. Vitus and Irving and all, you know, all these places are full on, you know, and that's where, you know, guys like us want to see music, or where real metal, you know, and punk and hardcore. So all that stuff is come alive again. And that's, you know, that's important. You know, it's the, you know, that's what it's all about. So
I had some friends go down to the Cradle of Filth show at Irving. They said it was really packed and vibrant, and they had a good time. So up here we have the chance of Poughkeepsie, who's had a rough road because we lost the owner. Frank had passed away over the summer, and then his sister, who also had run the chance, passed away. So it's been really a dark time we're all living through, you know.
Yeah.
So
you never know.
A lot of places, you know, closed, and all these sad things, and
yeah,
you know, it's just, it's tough. It was tough for anyone to kind of, you know, everybody was affected by it, but
of course,
you know, hopefully there, you know, also more fresh people and people that have the fire, you know, they want younger generations, and hopefully they keep the torch going, and everybody wants to have, you know, everybody wants the music, you know. So
you're out in Long Island. Did most of the clubs that were out there survive this pandemic, or did you lose any out there?
Yeah, some closed, but there's not a ton of clubs out, you know. I mean, if I'm going to a show, I'm going into Manhattan more or less, you know. So, you know, there's not a ton, but we have the Paramount out here, and
that's a big venue. I've been there. Yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, beautiful place.
Love that place.
But
there was
you know, I definitely don't get out as much as I used to.
A bit
of a hermit
club there, and I was at Long Island, I think in 2019. I'm trying to think the name of it now, but Mayhem was there with Incantation. Is it maybe Revolution?
Yeah, perhaps, or that I think closed. I don't quote me on that.
Oh, really?
Amityville
like
Music Hall.
Go ahead.
I saw Morbid Angel out there. I think it was.
That was the same venue, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Morbid and somebody. It was the last tour they did on Long Island with it's
a small place.
With Steve Tucker. Yeah, it was small. Yeah.
And it was like a place you could get like food. It reminded me of a 70s club. I'm dating myself.
Yeah.
I'm 60.
Yeah, no, we're
like, wow, we could have ate dinner here. They had like food, the bar, and it was like, we're like, holy shit, like Mayhem's playing this little club. It looks like someplace you'd go see, you know, cover bands in the late 70s. It was like a real old fashioned kind of rock bar.
I saw Mayhem at Irving. I think Without the Gates. No, I can't quite remember. I did see them though. It was a good show though. They sounded great.
I saw Mayhem a lot every time they would come around, and At the Gates. I mean, I love the new At the Gates record too. It's different, but I like it a lot. But you know, so hey, I would love to get you guys on the Rock Fantasy Files again, even if you just want to talk about some other bands. We do a lot of panels and stuff, but I thank you for your time tonight on the channel, and hopefully we can get the word out. I will put the links to your Bandcamp and whatever else you need in the description of the video, so if people want to go and grab it without searching, we can kind of help out with that.
Great.
And we do have the vinyl and the cassette available here at Rock Fantasy. So if you're watching the local, if you want to take a ride up, and oh yes, please show it, because I forgot to bring it home with me.
There it is. Yeah.
Let's show the back of it for the second.
Back's got all the lyrics.
Back's all lyrics. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So it's good to see vinyl, and I like listening to vinyl. So for years I didn't have records anymore hardly in the store. We took the bins and we smashed them and trashed them, and we had just CDs, and then things reverse around, and now it's vinyl again, you know. So
yeah, it's crazy.
My store is kind of a blast from the past, because we got smoke shop, vinyl, and you know, we have CDs of course too, and pinball machines. So we've got a little bit of everything, and black light.
Lots of goodies too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Lots of trinkets and goodies. I was blown away, like I told you when I was there. There's nothing like that. Nothing like that around here. I hadn't been to the store in so long. Like I mentioned, I think I was at the first incantation of the store. This is now your third location, right?
Yes, we opened in 85 at 79 West Main, and then we moved in like the early 90s to in 1986, rather. 85 we opened, rather, and then we moved in the early 90s on the same block, and then right before the pandemic we moved to this bigger, newer spot. Rushed and got it open for the holidays. Things were going good, and of course we all got to the reset, as you want to call it. I guess that's what people call it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully we get to see you out and about and have a drink and see your band play and
awesome.
Do all that stuff. It was great talking shop. And is there anything you want to add, and we'll wrap this up?
No, just thanks for the opportunity of, you know, giving a new band a shot, you interviewing us and stuff. And I hope to come see the store in person one day. It sounds awesome. So I'd like to
please do. Let me know. And if you like the channel, I mean, please take a moment to hit subscribe so you know what's going on. We're interviewing a bunch of bands and talking band panels, and you know, put a couple mentions in, and hit like and rock on. Thanks, guys.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.